There's a joke that goes as follows. If a man hits a woman with his car, whose fault is it? The man's, because he shouldn't have been driving in the kitchen. This is an example of a kitchen joke, which centers around the idea that a woman's place is only in the home, with little or no public influence or authority. These sorts of jokes reflect elements of a cultural view of gender roles that developed from traditional Judeo-Christian interpretations of the Bible. In the creation narrative found in the first book of the Bible, Genesis, it says that God created a single human, usually interpreted to be male. And then the deity says, in the King James translation, "It is not good for the man to be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him." Helpmeet, defining woman. The meet of helpmeet meant sufficient in early modern English. The phrase helpmeet or help sufficient is translated from the Hebrew Ezer and has been used for millennia as a touchstone in determining gender roles. Interpretations commonly focus on woman being created in order to be a sufficient help for the man to reach his potential. Unfortunately, the translations and interpretations of this phrase are neither helpful nor sufficient. The Hebrew for this phrase, Ezer Kenegdo, is grammatically strange, but while scholars acknowledge its abnormality, to date, no scholar has conducted a rigorous linguistic study of the phrase to serve as an accurate base for interpretation. And that is what my dissertation is doing. I have studied all 279 occurrences in the Hebrew Bible of either of these two Hebrew roots, and have identified contextual themes that are commonly associated with these words. I am then applying those themes to the Genesis account to better understand the nuances of the phrase Ezer Kenegdo. And what I'm finding is that this phrase has nothing to do with whether one gender should be subordinate to another or in which sphere women should belong. Rather, this phrase touches the heart of human interpersonal relationships, what it means to be vulnerable, when and why we become defensive, and how conflict has the potential to be constructive rather than destructive. I have discovered that in the text, when this type of help is present, it leads to success beyond the wildest dreams. Everything works. But when this type of help is not present, then there is failure beyond the worst nightmares. Nothing works. In short, the actual conversation in the Hebrew does not even fit within our cultural ideology of gender roles. Rather, it sets the stage for a conversation that centers around fundamentals of healthy interpersonal relationships, in which men and women are both fully powerful and influential, with no need to compete for authority. This is a much better foundation for understanding gender. This fuller understanding of Ezer Kenegdo stands as the beginning point of a healthy conversation, and as such, is both helpful and sufficient. Thank you.